Yeah, hello from MS Direct. My name is Luca. I'm the CEO of MS Direct. We are e-commerce logistics service provider and want to help you to make your life easier and particularly to boost your growth cross-border with our customs cross-border solution, which we would like to talk and discuss today about. With me is Andy, our sales guy and expert. So if you have difficult questions for me, I will hand over. Great to have him as a backup. Actually, it was also planned to have Olaf with me, Olaf Koch from Tennis Point, but unfortunately he had to cancel on short notice. So I will try to be in person, Luca and Olaf, also explaining a bit from the customer point of view. I also see another customer in the room. So hi, Marike. So we might also involve her later on, as I said, to try to make it as interactive as possible. Yeah, we had already one question asked by John. I have another question for you, and let's hope that the Mentimeter will work. If not, we do it the classical way. So we tried it until the last minute, and let's see if this works. I pressed the button. That was maybe not the right one. There. So that's my first question. So particularly, of course, to the merchants in the room, but to understand if you already ship cross-border. Let's try if Menti works. And I have to double. Yeah, I have to. The Menti code is here, so I will switch back again. So that's the Menti code. Let's try that this works. And then I come back to the former questions. I leave that slide here on. But that's not the question for now. Let's talk about it. Let's take the other question.
So step one, go to menti.com, okay? And then on the homepage, enter code 23829556. 23829556. Everybody good? Yeah, we're all in. Awesome, brilliant. Carry on.
So I go back to the original slide, and I hope that you see that question. So we would like to know if you already sell across customs border. Does this work? Okay, so then let's do this manual. So it's actually the other question let's do this question manual.
Okay.
So hands up, who's buying, who's selling already cross customs border? Okay, and who's interested to do that because you believe there's growth opportunity? Okay, to do further, and of course there are other countries to explore. So I think we have already good mix in that, and it can be a seamless experience, but it can be also a lot of hassle. Actually, cross customs border should work like you send a parcel domestically. Yeah, you should have happy customers. You should have growth opportunities, and of course, you would like to exploit margins from other markets, maybe with a higher purchasing power. But often it can be the other thing. This is what we hear often from merchants. This is why they also they fear to go across customs border, because it can be a lot of hassle. I mean, it can take a lot of time until the parcel finally arrives at the customer. There might be a lot of paperwork to be done to understand customs rules. And I think the worst thing is if your customer is not happy, because the postman rings at the bell and he even might want to have the cash for the VAT or for any duty fees. And that's definitely something we want to avoid. And this is why we have built our solution. But we feel that's a bit how it should go and how it could go, but it shouldn't go.
Can I just ask the audience, just go back one.
Yeah?
Right. These 4 observations here, do you think there's anything missing from that, or is that everything? Are they all the problems that can happen, or is there something missing from this list of 4?
I think that will be answered also with the next, with the first poll then on Menti. Yeah. So
okay.
Let's try Menti again and see if all the questions are there, and does this resonate with you, what I've said? or do you also see other challenges? And it would be interesting to find out maybe what kind of other challenges or fears you have and why, what you have explored while shipping across customs border.
Is that where the results should be?
Yeah.
Are you guys submitting answers and we're just not seeing it? Or are you teasing us and you're just not putting anything in at all? You voting? You need to register. Did you have the code? Let's go old school.
Let's
right?
be old school.
Scrap Mentimeter. Never worked with technology and kids. Okay, so if you go back one.
Yep.
Right, back to my question. So long delivery times, going cross-border with customs clearance delays and so on. Costly returns to address abroad. Customs bills at the doorstep. So I've got an anecdotal story which I want to share with you. And this is a true story. When I lived in Paris, circa 11 years ago, I was really into the TV series Mad Men. Do you remember it? Was it Don Draper and yeah? And he had Brooks Brothers shirts. So I ordered 3 Brooks Brothers shirts from brooksbrothers.com because it was about 30 euros cheaper than buying the 3 shirts from a local department store, Printemps, I think it was, in Paris. So £10 a shirt cheaper, right? Shirts arrived brilliant. 3 weeks later, I got an invoice from FedEx asking me to pay £56 customs charges, right? 56 quid, which I hadn't expected. So I would never buy from Brooks Brothers again. Next time I would do my research. Because what I thought I was getting a fully landed cost at checkout, right? And I was very disappointed, right? So I think that's a massive, real point of frustration. So unexpected customs bills, right? And the paperwork and the hassle and the paperwork and the data not traveling with the consignment. What about you? What stories can you add to this? What's missing from what the guys have identified?
So who is the story?
So Angelina, over here.
Thank you for breaking the ice.
Hi, Alex Blake from Ted Baker UK. It's quite a specific question, so it might not, cross over to everybody that's here today. But we have a customs warehouse in the UK, so for returns goods, there is some benefits of returning product back and getting returns goods relief and such like. But tracing the order out and then the order back to link the two to be able to claim that is a big challenge. I don't know enough about your product, but does your product have a solution that helps with that? Okay, that'd be great. Good to hear that.
So you've got a reconciliation problem?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we have an order that goes out, and then the customer may return it back in, and because we can suspend the duty on that. There's 2 elements. There's a VAT piece, but there's also the duty piece. And we have to be able to identify the order going out and then it being returned back in. And then we can also claim a returns good relief on certain...
Only if you can prove it and reconcile it? Yeah. Okay. Anybody else got a similar story or something slightly different? The frustration about cross-border? Yep. Angelina, they're making you work out over there.
It's fine. Someone has to.
So if you just say who you are and your business, yeah?
Hi, I'm Thomas from Skater Lux, and we're also shipping from Germany to the UK.
Okay.
And it's the exact same problem that we have to pay the import tax directly at the border, and when there's a return, there is no balancing of these two. So sometimes we have to pay double the import taxes because we pay them So our importer pays it for us when it crosses the border, but when we will give the figures to the local fiscal agency, it's like, okay, we never knew about this, so you have to pay it again. That's a real problem.
Yeah, we heard that also several times. It happens. That also the refunds are not really coming, automatically. Yeah, that's also something we of course address with our solution. Let's another story, something to share, experience.
One
Please.
here and then one here. So if we go with this lady, the second row.
Hello, it's Kübra from Opontia. One of my brands, we are shipping 130 countries and with our service provider. And my challenge is, it seems like a dream while I'm looking your presentation, because for checking the whole customs and VAT and the tax issues and controlling the whole delivery, delay deliveries and all of these things, I have to keep extra one team member who will control the whole these issues for my customers to reach the customer expectations, and you know, customer experience is more important for the e-commerce business. That's why if you can't control all these end-to-end flow for the deliveries, and you have to keep extra customer service person or a person who is working inside the operations team and to control the whole last mile delivery business. And that's why extra team member and human power can be in that part, because you will reduce that extra, I can say, human power with your system. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the input. Hopefully we can really make you happy as well and your customers as well. Okay, one more. Yep.
Hi, my name is Brian from Wintronic in Germany. One other cross-border challenge that I've noticed is the legal requirements, not necessarily for the product itself, but how you have to even market it. You know, who's the legal responsible return agent, and documentation that can trip you up from getting stopped at the border, or later on, if somebody puts it online, sells up, it can all come back to your doorstep for not having the right wording or address or phone number on packaging.
Yeah, very true. Thanks for this input as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we will dig deeper into that. Now it works. Anyhow, paperwork, yeah, that's... If you're not a digitized process, you need to print these pro forma invoices, attach it to the parcel, so that's also quite a hassle. Yeah. Let's come to our case study, how we have resolved that for Tennis Point. So I quickly represent Tennis Point and MS Direct. So I would say in a certain sense we are companies of similar size, so at least when it comes to the number of employees or for the time we are on the market. So we are on the market more than 20 years, like also Tennis Point. They processing 1.6 million parcels a year. We are processing 32 million items per year. So we haven't started last year, but already do that already for 120 plus merchants. Of course, Tennis Point included since 2018. And in addition to Tennis Points, we do that for a number of known brands. We have started in that business for the Swiss market. We are a company from Switzerland. But meanwhile, we have copied what we have learned in Switzerland and applied it also to the UK and to Norway, and to offer, let's say, a seamless and one platform integration to offer you the seamless experience for cross customs border sales. Why are these markets so interesting, particularly these free markets with a customs border? Yeah? Let's start with the UK. I mean, it's the largest, as we know, the largest e-commerce market in Europe, worldwide even on number 3. The UK inhabitants are really used to shop internationally. And of course, now with the Brexit, this has made the things more difficult for you and also for them. Let's say maybe the only who tries really to help and facilitate are us as a service provider in between to make that solution as smooth as possible. Then we have Switzerland, from where we have started our activities. It's the market with the second highest purchasing power in Europe. Of course, it's a small market, but it's very attractive because of its purchasing power. When you are a German retailer, of course, it's very attractive because it's the same language. You don't have to set up other things, and they're used to as well to shop internationally. Yeah. And let's come to Norway also at the 5th rank of purchasing power, shopping very much internationally. And when you count it per capita, per head, after Denmark, they're even the strongest online shopper. So highly attractive markets and growth opportunities for you as retailers. And as I said, we would like to facilitate that, or we are doing that. Yeah, maybe also small question. What of these markets are for you in the room the most attractive? And John, if you could do this again, the classical way, and maybe if someone wants to say, hey, is the UK the most attractive? Is it Switzerland? And do you see maybe also potential for you Norway? I mean, it's more niche market. Maybe we can address that a bit. Is that relevant for you, these markets? What do you think?
So anybody shipping to the UK, or anybody would like to be shipping to the UK but have got customs clearance challenges? Is that yes or yes? I've got a question. Yes, you're shipping to the UK. No questions. All right, he's okay. You're shipping to the UK. Anybody here interested in reaching one of those 3 markets, or 2 of those 3 markets? So Norway, Switzerland, or UK? Yeah? So can we just, with the microphone?
Just interested in the UK.
So just your name and your business?
Teresa, and we sell underwear.
Okay. Right, and you want to ship to which market?
Britain.
So, and what's holding you back?
The paperwork.
The paperwork. Okay. And do you mind me asking, what sort of cross-border volumes do you currently have, and which markets do you currently ship to?
We ship to Germany, France, Spain, Italy, Hungary, Slovak.
And do you do that all from a single distribution centre?
Yeah, we have a warehouse in Prague.
You have a warehouse in Prague and you ship throughout the EU from Prague, but you want to open up in the UK market? Yes. Okay. Over to you.
I have a solution for you, also from Czechoslovakia.
So on a serious note, in that scenario...
Czech Republic, sorry.
Yeah. And forgive me if you cover it later in the question, but for that scenario, how does it work? Do you just hook into their Prague warehouse and pull the UK inventory and you stock it yourselves, or do you have a bonded section in their warehouse? How does it work?
No, at the end, it's a data process. It's a data processing, so we don't need to hold any physical things. And I come to that in a minute to explain it in detail. Yeah, that's a bit our observation again. I mean, we have touched upon many of these points, why it's so complicated and what we need to consider. So I think we can jump over on that. Maybe last point. I think paperwork was mentioned several times. You said that's maybe the most critical thing for you. What we also see, of course, each country is different with regulations. You need to understand and study the regulations. You need to open a customs account. We have the language barriers, and I think the most also key issues, you have to manage different partners, and different partners maybe for each country. Yeah, so every country has a different partner, and I think we can really help if we provide that one-stop shop solution together with our partners. All right, let's skip this. Come back to Tennis Point. So I'm again Olaf. As I said, it's a very settled business what Tennis Point has. They actually they also have a lot of retail activities, so store activities. They started to buy also a company in Switzerland to get into the market, but meanwhile they changed that. So they do the fulfillment centrally out of their warehouse in Germany and ship then towards Switzerland and the UK directly from their warehouse. Just let's say using our data integration and the solution. We work together with them since 2018, and in 20 they copied the model we have for Switzerland and applied that also for the UK. The advantage what we offer is that with one connection to our platform, you can have all these markets with one similar integration. So whether your warehouse is in one of these countries or in additional countries which we are opening soon up, so the Czech Republic I see here as well, we integrate and we can offer you 4 areas of service. So one thing is the transportation and the local carrier choice. Here we have a strong partner like Seven Senders. We closely work together and offer a joint solution. If you have your carrier of choice, and that could be also an option, we are integrated also with a number of other carriers, but Seven Senders is a main partner of us. What we can offer you is also the physical representation in these countries, so that you don't have to do that. So we take that on your behalf. We do the whole customs clearance process for all these markets, and we offer you a return solution in the countries, because these countries also prescribe that the returns are handled in the country. So we handle them there in order to export, of course, then your returns and also get the refund for the custom fees and VAT you had to pay. And as I said, with one integration, it's a copy-based approach for us, and it's easy to open up then another market in addition to UK, like Switzerland or Norway. So what are the particular benefits and why this is, this is a slide Olaf was intending to present, and I take his words. So for him to make use of such a solution, is one key element is the speed of delivery. So we can allow and offer a 24 to 48 delivery. So if it depends, of course, on the volumes, how much how much you ship then from your warehouse towards these countries. But we can offer you, up to 72 hours to be at the customer's household. Secondly, very important, there are no hidden fees, no for you, nor for your customer. So not this bad experience of the postman ringing at the bell and wanting cash and of unexpected fees you were not aware about. And then you have the, of course, angry customer at your customer service. The delivery by local carrier of a choice. So we provide, our system usually works that you deliver directly to the carrier of choice, or let's say with a transportation partner like Seven Senders, we have a direct injection towards that carrier from where the distribution is then taking place locally, and we process the returns locally. So these were the key 5 benefits and arguments for Tennis Point to go into that direction. And at the end, to summarize it, that there are no noticeable differences that you ship across a customs border than it would be a regular or without border, or it would be domestically.
Please make your way to your next one-to-one meeting at the stand of the
But the benefits are not only that, it also, we can highly reduce the administrative effort you have to process the shipments. It's, as I explained before, a one-stop solution. We can offer all you these services like transportation, the fiscal representation, the customs clearance, and the return handling. We highly automated the process. I explain you in detail how it works at the example again of Tennis Point, what means automation in that regards. So we can also find really the best solution for each country, or also on your needs or requirements you have. We will document that properly so that it's secure for the customs authorities. You don't risk fees. We also will report that to you on our customer portal. And we also have ready-made marketplaces integration. So if you would like to use a marketplace for Switzerland or other countries where we can hook up into the platform. A specialty also, what you need to consider, there are different ways how to clear goods. So either you, and that's regularly you would clear it as a collective clearance, that you consolidate the shipments, and with that, of course, it's much easier than to process each parcel by its own. Custom fees are applied, and they will be also refunded if the returns across the border again. We can also process the parcels on a single base. And that has the advantage potentially for you, that's the case for Switzerland, which allows that possibility that you save money, that you save actually the customs fees. So that's a different process of clearing the parcels. We can offer both, and it depends at the end on your shipments, on the value of the goods, on the articles. So what kind of articles you are shipping, what the best solution is for you. We can also do both solutions for you if that applies more for that kind of products or the other in order to optimize for you the costs and the custom fees.
Should we just pause and see if there's any
Yeah,
questions?
a question? Hmm?
Anybody got any questions from that? I think your question earlier, do you do sort of in-country, you've got in-country returns, so they can return it to a postal address in the country, in the
Yes.
UK or Switzerland or whatever. But is the product, can it be held in the country for resell, so there's no customs flow, so you can hold it there for resell in the UK or Switzerland?
That's possible as
Or
well.
do you always repatriate, or do you offer them the choice? So is it skateboards you do, or right? So skateboards. So instead of returning it to Germany, he'd hold it in the UK until he can resell that skateboard.
For some of our customers, we have such a solution. Of course, usually it depends, on the variety of how many articles you have, if it makes sense. Yeah. For most customers, it's really of shipping it back to the central warehouse from where they then fulfill again. But we have customers where we also fulfill locally.
Thank you. Just go over there.
Yep.
I just want to find out, what sort of volume are we talking about in terms of the skateboards in the UK that have to be returned? The mic's on its way.
I guess the return rate regarding skateboards is not that high.
Okay.
So most of the people buying skateboards and skate hardware stay with the product.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's only isolated ad hoc incidents, but it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Right. There was a question from, is it Tommy Hilfiger or? Which one? Oh, they're your big competitor, aren't they? Sorry, Ted Baker, everybody. Other brands are available.
Thank you. Just so I understand the solution, do you have to use your carrier, or do you integrate with any of the carriers that sit within our profile?
Yep.
So across those countries that we deliver or sell into, and their carriers and the returns carriers that we use as well, so your platform would just integrate into those.
Mhm.
Okay, fine, brilliant.
Cool. Any other questions? Yep.
Do you have any experience with returns? So going back to the source. So let's say I'm shipping it from Germany to the UK. I store it in the UK warehouse, and then shipping it back, but not to the German warehouse where it came from, but to another country.
Within the European Union, you mean, or?
Within the European Union, yes.
I mean,
That's a good question.
Because we had challenges that we wouldn't get. They would force us to pay the customs back into the EU because they said it would make sense that we shipped it from one country within the EU and then re-importing it to another EU country, which doesn't make sense because it's the EU. But
Yeah.
that's a challenge we're facing now at the moment. Yeah, because we're working with a collector, so we're also selling electronics and fashion products, but it's based also in Prague. But rather than shipping it directly from Prague, we are working with a collector who is bringing it from Prague to the Netherlands. And then from Netherlands, there's another collector who is bringing it from the Netherlands to the UK. And it's actually cheaper than doing it direct. Then we would like to get it from the UK directly to the Czech Republic. And we're not getting we're being forced to pay the customs, basically. Because it's not going back to the Netherlands.
Okay.
So I wonder whether your customers have got similar issues.
Well, as far as I know, usually most of the time the customers, they have one central warehouse in the European Union, like in your example, Czech Republic. So, but also in your example, the export declaration should be made in the Netherlands, right? Because you ship the products from the Netherlands to the UK. So you would in that case have one export declaration out of the Netherlands, one import declaration into UK. Because every time you make an export declaration from some country, you do the import declaration into the other country, your destination country in that case. But when you then put the goods back from the UK back to your central warehouse in the Czech Republic, you would then have a new actual customs declarations. Because we always try, or the process itself, is that we can prove the customs that we already imported those goods from the same country which we are sending them back to. Especially, for example, in Switzerland, we have the case that we can prove the customs department, hey, we used EU goods, made Swiss goods out of it, and now we have returns cases, for example, with fashion, when you order 2 shirts and send one back. So we are then able to prove to the customs department that we already did import them, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, for example. But in your case, we probably wouldn't have to prove, so we won't be able to make the connection to the, how do you say in English? Ursprungszolldeklaration in German?
So the
Yeah.
origin.
The origin export
Yes,
customs
yeah.
declaration, exactly. So in your case, would be like, yeah, sort of a special case. Like I'm not aware of it that one of our customers is handling it like that, to be honest.
But we can investigate for sure. Huh?
Okay, maybe just a follow-up question. if
Sure,
I may.
go ahead, yeah.
Are you aware, or did you experience any other cases with your clients where there were big delays in re-importing the goods, the returns back to the EU because of any other reason? So in terms of delays, or
Well, at the beginning of the Brexit itself, yeah, we had some issues because you probably all saw the long waiting lines of the trucks coming to the UK at the border. But usually our customers dictate when they want to have their goods back. So we usually do the import declaration. We say, all right, we do I don't know, between 2 to 5 times per week pickup is usually like pretty common, depending on the volume and how fast you want to ship to the UK. And then you say, okay, my return rate, for example, is, I don't know, 20% in fashion. So I want to have my product sent back once a week. So it's all pretty standardized.
Okay.
So every Wednesday we have a pickup, for example, at the central, at the UK warehouse, and bring the goods back to your central warehouse in the EU.
okay, great. And I have one final question. It's for the UK. Who are your partners in the UK? The delivery partners. So if we would be working with you,
The carriers?
which carriers could we choose?
Well, basically anyone you would like to choose, because our part is only doing the customs declaration. So the truck then drives from the customs department to the carrier hub. It can be Hermes, it can be Royal Mail, or Hermes has a new name. I forgot it already. Thank you. So every Hermes, every Royal Mail or Yodel, I think, is also pretty popular in the UK, or pretty common. So it's up to you, and the same goes for Switzerland as well. You're shaking heads. It's not common.
It's
Okay, because I heard the name.
So we have also our dear partner Seven Senders in the room, Sebastian, sitting in the back. So he can also give you a recommendation, depending on your requirements, what the right carrier of choice would be.
Exactly.
Great, thank you very much.
But the bottom line is they can choose whatever carrier they want.
Exactly. And I mean, just to add to this question, the basic idea is that the parcel will be delivered from a local carrier. So you as a UK customer, as a Swiss customer, they tend to want their parcels received by a local carrier. So the Swiss people love the Swiss Post, and they love to receive the parcels from the Swiss Post, and they don't want DHL to ring the bell. No bad word about DHL, of course, but just from the customer experience, so every local carrier is actually possible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah. So maybe I walk you through in detail how the story works, and that's at the example of Tennis Point again. Yeah? So I talked about automation, what means automation in that case. It's particularly about providing and processing the data, how it's required by the customs. Yeah? So we are complementing the data. We are checking and verifying HS codes that they are the correct ones. We have, for instance, for that developed an AI-based solution in order to automatically validate that the right codes and data is available, so that we have all that ready for the export. At the same time, here it's now the case of Tennis Point again. They work together with GLS. They collect the shipments at the warehouse in Germany, and we discussed that any carrier can be provided, but we also work with that regards closely with Seven Senders to provide you also the best solution. while, let's say, the transport is in the way, we already start to do the export clearance, yeah, so that all is settled in advance. At the same time, we also then do the import clearance, again, before the truck arrives at the border, so that we can make sure that it's no stop at the border, but the truck can go directly through, drive to the injection point of the carrier, from where it's then taken. So we don't lose time at the border because it's all pre-cleared, all pre-settled. And if the customs want to make a check, they will make a check at our warehouse or the injection point, so we will make that sure. So in case of Switzerland, they pass by at one of our warehouses, and we know in advance if there's a check required, then they can stop at our warehouse and don't need to have to stop at the border. We provide local return addresses, yeah, so we can process also that in short time.
Just on that point, local return, so how would the process work? Do they have to hand it in at the post office to be delivered to this UK address or this Swiss address?
It depends by the carrier of choice, again, what they offer. Yeah, is it a postal service? Do you deliver that to a shop, or is it a pickup, or what else? It depends really on the carrier of choice you want for that, and we can, of course, make recommendations. So in that case, again, it's collected at our warehouses. It's checked. The checks you want you want that we do for you. So it can be simple checks. It can be also even some refurbishment if you want to do that. Then we consolidate, collect the things. It's picked up by, again, the carrier, GLS in that case. It brings it back across the border, and automatically, because we know, of course, the things which are returned, these are then processed in our systems, and we can automatically refund you the customs fees you have paid, and you get that back for the clearance. Yeah, so that's a bit the story, how it works in detail. And maybe if I can take the occasion and ask Mareike from Bergfreunde, one of our existing customers, being here. So if this works for you like that, and if it's quite seamless. And thank you very much, Mareike.
Hello. So yes, I'm Mareike from Bergfreunde. We started working 2019 in Switzerland together, and I think it's quite clear that the customers, they don't want to be involved in customs documents. Like we have, our return quote is quite high, so it's impossible to just deliver something there and then let the customer take care of the return and fill in some customs documents or whatever. So yeah, it's clear that the customer doesn't want to be involved in that whole process. So since 2019, we really saw that sales grew a lot in Switzerland. So before, customers were just unhappy with the solution, and now we take care of the whole process. It's quite similar, and also for us, it's quite automatical. We also work together with 7 senders, and that's of course, every day we have the delivery to Switzerland and to the UK. So every day we have some customs documents sent, uploaded, and printed, whatever. So of course we still have to do something, but in the end it's quite automatical, and normally there are no issues. And then also it's handled quite quickly if there is something. So normally it never happens that that we can't ship at that day. So all issues are always handled in time. So I mean, of course in the UK we all know that with Brexit there are some more issues in general, but we are also really happy that we were able to continue selling in the UK, and that we can offer a price including everything, taxes and customs fees.
So can I just ask you, so you were already shipping to the UK before Brexit?
Yes.
And Brexit struck, and then you switched using these guys to continue. And roughly what sort of volume are you shipping to the UK and to, I guess you're in Germany, are you?
Right.
Right, to Switzerland as well?
Well, before Brexit, the UK was our second largest market. So it's the second largest outdoor market. We're in the outdoor business. And then we really reduced voluntarily the amount in ship to the UK because of high customs duties in the beginning, and a lot of issues in general, because so we just wanted to start smaller. So we just wanted to keep our customers and not grow at that time. So yeah, Brexit is not fun. But we are happy that we can still operate there, and now we are growing again. So that's we are happy with that. But of course, in general, it would be better without Brexit.
And what's your product? You said outdoor. Was it?
Outdoor, yes. So apparel and shoes, but also the whole outdoor equipment. We started with climbing gear, and then yeah.
Because the weather is so good in the UK, but there's such a huge demand.
Well, you need a lot of rain jackets. Yeah.
It rains a lot here, right?
Yeah.
Just so, any other questions? Because we're sort of approaching the last couple of minutes now. Anybody got any burning questions they'd like to ask the guys? One last question. Yes, at the front, second row.
Hi, I'm Fatty from Hasbro Europe. So my question would be probably a little bit in reverse in terms of cross-shipping from UK to, say, Ireland. Would that be the same process?
Good question.
From UK to Ireland.
Yeah.
In general, yes, but we would need to have the setup for that route. Yeah. So.
But it's maybe a stupid question, but how is Ireland integrated in the whole Brexit process? Because the last time I checked, I think it was quite unclear how to proceed with the border because, some people like the European Union and some don't.
Well, that's why I'm asking the question.
Okay.
So we could ship from Germany.
Yeah, well.
But we'd rather ship from the UK.
Because it's faster, you mean, from the
and
shorter
distance
ways.
and just sustainability.
So you would then need like the export declaration made from the from
UK.
From UK into Ireland and back. If you have the returns.
Yeah. I mean, that's something we would still need to set up, but we take that demand with us.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that most of the cases is actually that we have one company based in the EU, I don't know, the central warehouse, Czech Republic, Germany, you heard a lot of countries, and then they're really into Switzerland or UK. Like this is like it's difficult to say standard, but the use case, so to say, is that you have the central warehouse in the European Union and you want to ship to any of those or all of those, not any more European or EU countries.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Maybe one more thing. So this is our digital portal where we have a digitized onboarding process very soon. So we guide you through digitally the whole process, what is required to set up, let's say, the account. I mean, the VAT registration and so on. So you're guided through the whole process. We offer also you reporting about all your transactions, returns, values, etc., so that you have the full transparency of the process you are processing with us. And some good arguments, but I think very important also my contact, or we are here, of course, to help you in that hassle and to make it hassle-free.
Right. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Andy. Thanks. Round of applause for our presenters. Well done.
Thank you. To the audience, thank you.